Hello, my little dreamers, and welcome back to our story corner. Are you ready for a magical tale today? Let's get cozy and begin. In the quiet, peaceful village of Meadowbrook, the morning sun gently peeked through the windows of Mrs. Gable's cozy house. It painted lovely golden patterns on the wooden floor as if welcoming a brand new day. By the big kitchen table sat little Lily, a sweet girl with hair the color of sunshine. She was surrounded by a rainbow of colorful paper, a pair of shiny scissors, and a box full of bright waxy crayons. Right beside her, perched on a chair like a little shadow, was Whiskers. Whiskers was a sleek black cat with eyes as green as emeralds. He watched every single one of Lily's movements with a deep, quiet curiosity, his pointy ears twitching at every little sound. His long black tail swished back and forth, ever so slowly. Earlier that morning, Mrs. Gable had told Lily that spring was just around the corner. She said the world would soon be filled with flowers and buzzing bees. But when Lily looked out the window, her little shoulders slumped. The garden was still bare and sleepy, covered in a thin blanket of morning frost. The trees were just dark, still skeletons against the pale blue sky. There wasn't a single green sprout or colorful petal in sight. Lily let out a soft, tiny sigh. "The flowers are taking so long to wake up," she whispered, her breath making a little cloud on the cold window pane. She spoke so quietly it was almost just a thought to herself, but Whiskers heard her. He blinked his big emerald eyes as if to say, "I know, I'm waiting too." Lily watched the empty garden for another moment, her chin resting in her hands. Then a spark flickered in her eyes. A brilliant, wonderful idea began to bubble up inside her, just like the fizzy lemonade she loved on hot summer days. If the real garden was too shy to bloom, if the flowers were still deep in their winter slumber, well then, she would just have to make her own. A garden that didn't need sun or rain, but one that needed imagination and a little bit of paper magic. With a new wave of excitement, Lily turned back to her table. The world outside could wait. Right here, in this warm, sunny kitchen, spring was about to arrive. She picked up a bright pink sheet of paper, her small fingers tracing its smooth surface. She had a plan. Whiskers watched her, his head tilted, wondering what masterpiece his little human was about to create. And so, with a snip and a fold, Lily began her work. She started to fold the paper, her brow furrowed in concentration. She made crisp, neat creases, turning the flat sheet into something new. Then, with her scissors, she carefully cut, shaping the paper into delicate, rounded petals. One by one, the petals fell onto the table like colorful confetti. Whiskers, ever the curious cat, couldn't resist. He reached out a soft black paw and gently batted at a falling paper leaf, sending it skittering across the table. His tail began to flick back and forth with more excitement, like a soft, furry brushstroke painting invisible pictures in the air. He seemed to understand that something truly special was happening. Lily giggled at his playful antics. She then picked up her crayons and began to color. She added bright yellow centers to her pink flowers, drew thin green veins on paper leaves, and created brilliant bluebells and sunny yellow daffodils. Soon, the kitchen table was no longer just a table. It had transformed into a vibrant meadow covered with paper flowers of every color you could possibly imagine. Red roses, purple tulips, orange marigolds, a whole garden bloomed right there under her fingertips. Together, Lily and Whiskers were a perfect team. As Lily finished each flower, she would set it aside. Sometimes Whiskers would give it a gentle sniff, as if checking her work. He nudged a paper daisy with his nose, and for a moment it looked like he was about to purr. He was the official garden inspector, and it seemed he approved of every single bloom. Once the entire table was a sea of paper blossoms, Lily found a large, empty cardboard box. Carefully, one by one, she and Whiskers placed the paper flowers inside, while Lily did most of the placing. Whiskers mostly supervised, making sure each flower was handled with the utmost care. They carried the box to the back door, the paper petals rustling softly with every step. Outside, the air was still chilly, but the sun was warm on their faces. They stepped into the sleeping garden and gently, ever so gently, set their paper creations among the bare branches and sleepy plants. Lily tucked a red paper rose beside a real rose bush, placed a line of yellow daffodils along the garden path, and scattered bluebells under the big oak tree. Just then, a gentle breeze whispered through the garden. It lifted the delicate paper petals, making them dance and sway. The paper garden came alive. The flowers shimmered and fluttered in the sunlight, looking almost like real blossoms caught in a magical dance. It was a beautiful, colorful sight against the plain brown earth. From the porch, Mrs. Gable had been watching the whole time, a warm, loving smile on her face. "Well, Lily," she called out, her voice as warm as a summer afternoon, "it seems your garden has already bloomed." Lily looked up at her and beamed, her heart full of pride and joy. She had brought spring to Meadowbrook all by herself. Whiskers found a perfect patch of sunlight near a particularly bright paper sunflower. He curled up, tucked his paws underneath him, and settled down for a nap. His eyes were half closed in contentment, and a soft purr rumbled in his chest. He was a happy cat, guarding his magical paper garden. Lily sat down on the grass beside him, watching her colorful creation sway in the wind. She felt so happy. The paper flowers weren't real, but the joy they brought was very, very real. They were a testament to her creativity and her bright, hopeful spirit. That evening, as the moon rose high over the quiet village of Meadowbrook, its silvery light shone down on the garden. The paper flowers still gleamed faintly in the darkness. They stood as a quiet, beautiful promiser reminder that beauty and happiness can bloom anywhere, at any time, especially when they come from a little bit of imagination and a whole lot of love. And that, my little dreamers, is the story of Whiskers and the Paper Garden. Remember that every day is a new story just waiting to be told, and you have the magic within you to make it beautiful. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more adventures. We can't wait to see you again soon. Sweet dreams.